Alert, alert. This video contains spoilers. You have been warned.
Well, I think it's appropriate I'm wearing red for this review. Slash thoughts on. Okay, so I just finally finished watching Daredevil. I had to watch it in 2 stages because, like, it's supremely dark. So, while I recommend watching it, trying to binge watch it might be difficult. So if you had to do what I did and take a break after just about 6 episodes, that's understandable. So yeah, I think the thing to do is compare this to the movie, and I'm going to compare it to the director's cut because the director's cut of the movie is much better. So for those who are wondering, there's a little bit more focus on the Matt Murdock character rather than the Daredevil character in this. So most of the series, though, he's in this it's like black pants, black tight, what do you call it, turtleneck thing, with this black bandana that covers his eyes. And yeah, that's about most of it for this. So yeah, so clearly the investment for the outfit was like put in at the last episode, and it's understandable for doing that because it's essentially a blind guy, but he's blind but not blind. It's like, yeah, it's kind of like the argument the Nostalgia Critic came up with in his recent review of the original Daredevil movie. He can see, but he can't see at the same time. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. They do a different take on it than what's in the movie. It's more like the world on fire, he says it's like. So yeah, you got that. Let me focus on the characters. So let me just do that really quick. Matt Murdock himself is really cool. Yeah, I just want to bring everything up. So he's kind of different than the Daredevil we see in the movie. So it's a little bit more tortured, a little bit more angsty. So yeah, you got that. Let me just finish doing that. So it's an introduction though to what I gather is going to be like the Netflix universe version of this. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. So Karen Page is the one that shows up in the first one, and it's Deborah Ann Wall who plays her. Interesting thing about her, she's actually in real life slowly going blind. So it's kind of interesting. She's pretty cool. Get a bit of a side boob in one of the in the pilot, the first episode, whatever. Yeah. So it's pretty cool. She's pretty like sweet and all that throughout. She has this great bit where it's one of the last episodes of the first season where she has to she grabs a gun off the table and shoots this guy that's like the number 2 to the Kingpin in this, because the Kingpin's like the main focus of the entire series, which is an interesting way of doing it. So there's no like standalone episodes. It's like one constant flow. So like this build up to getting to finding out who the Kingpin is, but mainly they focus on calling him Fist. They don't actually call him the Kingpin in this, but yeah, it's really cool. So you get to there, who he is, how we're going to get him, and finally capturing him. And it's really cool. I think a lot of money went into the final episode. The final episode is really cool. There's a lot of good stuff here. The guy plays Foggy Nelson. I've seen him in a few things, and he usually plays a minor guy, but this is like his big thing. A little bit more down to earth. a little bit more. I don't know what the word is, but like he's not as like a little bit more closed in on himself, sort of thing. Yeah, it's really cool. Good guy. Now Wesley, this is the number 2 guy. He's really kind of scary. He's like the guy that will do anything for Fisk, and it's really cool. Ben Urich, he does show up. I do have to say this. So, spoiler alert, for a major spoiler here for the thing. So if you really don't want to know, just pause the video here. Go watch the entire series, entire season, and then come back here. Okay, spoiler in 3, 2, 1. Ben Urich does die in this, and he played by an actor that I've seen in a few things. I don't know how to pronounce his, so I'm just going to call him Mr. Hall. He plays Ben Urich, and he works for a different paper. It's the New York Bulletin, and yeah, he dies, and I'm kind of upset by that, because I kind of liked the Ben Urich character in the director's cut of the movie, so it's kind of interesting. So yeah. Okay, so this Vanessa chick that the Fisk hooks up with, she's really cool. You think she gets swept up in this whole thing. But you get the sense that this girl wasn't always innocent. So yeah, she's cool. So Rosario Dawson, for those of you who don't know, she was in Clerks 2. She shows up for a couple episodes. She plays a nurse that helps out with fixing up Murdoch's wounds, and eventually she does leave. So yeah, it's kind of disappointing. I like Rosario Dawson. She's pretty cool. I'm guessing maybe she's leaving to do Clerks 3, or is trying to stay available to do Clerks 3. I don't know why, but yeah. So yeah, she's cool. She's in while she's there. She's all right. She does hands in a pretty cool performance and everything. I don't have any major gripes about any of the cast, really, except for the guy that plays Ben Urich, him dying. I think that limits some opportunities story wise. So unless they get some sort of a stand-in for him, it's alright. But the core 3, I think, though, the guy that plays Peggy, she's a little bit could do some work, but nothing too major there. Okay, Vincent D'Onofrio, my man from Law and Order: Criminal Intent, is back and doing a series, and he's playing Wilson Fisk. Oh my god, great. He does a great performance throughout this. I really do love his performance. He does something different to what sorry, I can't remember the guy's name right now. The guy that played the Kingpin in the other thing. He's for one, he's white, and he's doing a different thing. It's kind of cool. You get his backstory. So, see, I don't think an episode of this is wasted. I think it's kind of like Firefly in that sense. There's nothing really there that's wasted. So there's a couple other guys. I just want to. There's this guy, I can't remember. I can't remember the actor's name, and I can't remember the character's name. I don't think you ever get it. But I'm guessing. Hang on, let me. It could be this guy, Rob Morgan. Okay, so I think this guy Bob Gunton, yeah, he's the one I really want to just talk about really quick. His character is a bit weird. He ends up dying in like one of the last episodes. I think maybe it is the last episode. But yeah, unfortunately, he does some cool stuff. So, and yeah, he's always like on the back of Fisk, trying to get him to focus back on business. So yeah, apart from that, he's all right. It's just I think occasionally he just doesn't realize that hey, he's going to focus on this right now. He's in love and everything. It's like yeah. So yeah, I just want to clear that up. There's not much in the way of summaries to these episodes, so it's kind of hard to keep track of what happened when. So maybe eventually I'll do individual episode reviews and just like to give you my opinions on certain episodes later on. But overall, I think this is a good series. I think it might be hard for some people to binge watch. But I think it's something you could do you could definitely do it in a day. It's just really dark and broody. And it doesn't let up until the very end. It has a cool shot at the end of him going, Daredevil jumping off a building and going like that in the air with his two batons. He doesn't have the wire connecting the two, so and it doesn't turn into a stick like the one in the movie, which I'm kind of hoping for because I thought that was kind of a cool idea. But again, yeah, no one kind of fixed it up. So I haven't really got. I would give it overall. It a definitely an 8 out of 10. It's just occasionally it gets a bit too dark for my liking. And there's a couple of little things, just like little nitpicks that I would have about it. Overall, like the main one is definitely it doesn't lend itself to binge watching really easily, and that's really kind of hard to say because it is only 13 episodes long. And I think, like I said, the Bob Gunton's episode, his character can be a bit whiny at times. Vincent D'Onofrio's like it gets a little bit too crazy sometimes, and like I said, it just doesn't let up. And the thing is, you feel for for Daredevil throughout this, and there's this one thing where Foggy finds out that he's that he is Daredevil. It's very typical, and it kind of does put them at the and this is like right near the end, and it kind of lets it kind of stuffs things up for him, and yeah, it's all right, but those are the only like I have to say why it loses those 2 points because otherwise people will just be like, oh, why don't we get a perfect score? It's little things like that. It's just me. I don't. It doesn't take away from my enjoyment of it. Okay, but so that's my like review and thoughts overall of the series. I think it came out a little bit better, more of a review than I thought it would. But okay, so if you want me to, eventually I will probably do like individual episode reviews. I just want to get my thoughts out there beforehand. Stay tuned for another It's Go Time next week as well, because guess what, that's coming. Another episode that's coming up. Because another episode of Thunderbirds Are Go is coming as well. So stay tuned for that, guys. That's going to be definitely one of my weekly things that I'm going to do. It's on the right day, perfect for me to watch it and then just come up here and give you my thoughts on that. So goodbye for now, catch you all later.